This week's episode is sponsored by The Gallery.
Do you have dull white walls?
Do you need something to brighten up your room?
If the answer is yes, then we have the website for you. The Gallery, based out of New York, is a curated collection of photographs from around the world. While we are unable to travel, this is a great way to bring a piece of the world to you. All prints are made from 100% recycled aluminum, giving your wall that gallery finish. Right now, The Gallery is offering our listeners 15% off their purchase by using offer code 15OFF.
Just go to thegallery.com. That's TheGallery.com. So your walls will never be boring again.
Now let's start the show.
Ideals like peace, freedom, and justice, they get packed up, but we can all go home. Well, I'm not going home. I'm gonna get on my boat, and I'm going upriver, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so hard that the next Bison wannabe is gonna feel it. Now, who wants to go home, and who wants to go with me?
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 232. Before we start the show, we want to thank all of our wonderful fans who have supported us. And if you want to show support for Rated G, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Rated G for Gamers. For as little as $1, you can help support the Rated G network and us creating content for you, the fans. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rated G for Gamers. And finally, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino, and this is my co-host, Dan, I'm Batman Robinson.
What's going on, man?
Oh, Dan,
that was a terrible Batman, by the way.
I'm not claiming to be Keaton. I'm not even claiming to be Conroy. I'm like.
That was kind of Clooney-ish.
I was gonna say I'm Clooney at best. I'm Clooney. I don't have the deep bass voice. I'm sorry, I can't. But I wanted to say, speaking of Batman, actually, the Batcave. Or as we like to call it, the office over here. I've been making some improvements to it. I think
you're the only person that calls your office the Batcave.
Well, it's nice and dark, and we got all the kind of soundproof paneling up, and I made adjustments all over. I mean, it's like...
Are there like bats hanging upside down on the ceiling?
I wish. That's the next step. But
okay.
I ended up getting the standing desk from work, so I got that in place. So I can bring it
nice.
Up, get some exercise.
Nice. You told me you wanted it, but you didn't know how you can get it back. So wow, you got it. Okay.
Sometimes you got to call in some friends to do some favors for you, and they gladly obliged. So I got that. I got a brand new monitor that I got last week. I got that all set up. So it's looking pretty over here, man.
Well, thank you for the monitor. I have the monitor, and now I have the 3 monitors.
Oh, the
set
Apple
up.
one. Yeah, the Apple one.
Yeah, because I have 3 monitors because I have my laptop monitor and I got my regular 32-inch monitor, and I got the Apple monitor on the side.
Yeah, they're beautiful monitors, but they're very rigid. So they don't have any mounting brackets or screws in the back. They only had like a limited amount of motion. They only go forward and back. They're beautiful though. It's just it didn't fit within my setup, so I had to go with like a separate monitor. So I did that.
It's beautiful,
and it's looking pretty.
It's beautiful and heavy as hell.
It is. It's like 40 pounds, I think. It's like pretty heavy, 30, 40 pounds.
This thing is hefty.
Yeah. So how about you? How's your weekend been going? And
I've been sort of a beach bum.
Oh yeah.
I've just been at the beach, like either on the, literally on the beach on the sand, or just walking on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Bar Rescue rescued this restaurant, like that's on the in Rockaway in Queens. You know, this Rockaway, it feels like an island because it's in between the Atlantic Ocean and the bay, right?
Right.
And I didn't know I went to this restaurant a few times this week, and I didn't know. I was like, this restaurant's really good, and I lived in Rockaway for like most of my life, 25 years. I didn't even know this place existed. I've never heard of this place. That's because it was rescued after Sandy by Bar Rescue, and it was on TV, and that's why it's famous. And it's like you got to wait an hour just to get in. I was like, this is awesome.
Oh my God, you got to
try it.
I do. I mean, you were kind of telling me about this off camera, and I'm pretty hype. Like, you got me excited, Dan.
If anybody's in New York, if you're gonna go to the beach and you're going and you choose to go to Rockaway, you got to try the Bungalow Bar and get the fish sandwich. It's the best thing on the menu. So that place is awesome. Dan, you done fucked up. You shouldn't have done that. Now it's going to be like 2,000 people are going to be there like every day now. Oh yeah, no, people love our opinions. I'm gonna have people flying from California just to go to Bungalow Bar.
I'm telling you, man, it's a bad idea. Sometimes you got to keep those secrets secret.
So, all right, we have a great show for you today. Later on in the show, we're going to talk about the DC FanDome event that happened. We're going to talk about the Nintendo Indie Showcase. But we got to start with Batman. You want to talk about Batman? We got to start with Batman.
There you go.
I got breaking news for you, Dave. Breaking news.
Spread those wings, Dan. Let me know.
Ben Affleck is back. He's back, baby. He will come back as Batman. Yes.
He's Batfleck. Batfleck is back?
He's back. He's coming probably at a limited capacity. There will be probably no Batfleck movies. But he's coming back at least for the Flash movie. He reprises his role as Batman for the Flash movie.
Interesting. Okay.
Now the question is,
okay,
will he be back for other movies like Aquaman movie? If there's another Superman movie, since Henry Cavill is apparently maybe back, right?
Well,
he said he never left.
As long as they don't CG out his mustache again, we'll be okay.
I don't think he has that mustache anymore. I don't think he has that mustache anymore.
Probably not. Wow, that's that's really weird because there is some strong continuity errors in the DC universe, from just like the television continuity and even like the movie continuity, right? It's like all over the place. I don't know.
Well. Here's the thing. This is the reason why DC more than Marvel can do this.
Yeah,
is because they have like different multiverses, right? DC is known for having different universes, and you got the Flash, you got the movie Flash, the guys playing Flash in the movie in the TV show, right? Because there's like, the different universes are colliding,
right?
So,
right,
I think this is kind of interesting. Like Batfleck, or Ben Affleck played sort of the old, beaten down, retired Batman, right?
Oh yeah, no, he was the salt and pepper Batman.
Yeah. So he's gonna come back. Will he come back? I think he'll come back as different cameos in different movies, right? Maybe if there's another Justice League movie, he'll be back. Will he play a prominent role in the Flash movie, like Iron Man played a prominent role in Spider-Man: Homecoming? I don't know.
He did. Yeah. Oh, both those movies, honestly, more in Homecoming than anything, but
yeah. So we'll see. But we got two Batmans now because Robert Pattinson. We finally got a trailer for the new Batman movie, which is still, I think,
the Batman. Like literally called the Batman.
It's called the Batman. They could have
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Well, it's more dark and gritty. It's sort of he's been Batman for a year,
even more so than Batman usually is, because
it's more down to earth gritty that I can see. Like there's no there's no aliens. There's nothing too crazy. It's more like down to earth gritty Batman. He's only been Batman for a year, so he's still like angry Batman, right? Like he's still really mourning the death for his parents and wants to fight crime, and he's less a detective and more of the vigilante Batman, right? So I thought it would, and he took the mask off at the end, and you got to sort of see him in the suit, I guess, after a fight. His hair is all out, right? This is the only Batman I've ever seen, but like sort of like that type of hairstyle,
longish, a little bit like mid-length long hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that high and tight cut.
He had the eyeshadow around his eyes.
Yeah.
No one else has had that.
Yeah.
And it makes me think, why haven't they had that? Why haven't they had that?
It's a smart move, right? You know, football players do it. They do it for a reason. Batman needs to conceal his eyes to make sure that people can't be like, "Aren't you Bruce?" No, it's not me. Somebody else.
No, it's okay. Just don't have like a fever blister on your lip or anything. Then they'll be able to tell.
Fever blister on your lip. Oh God, he's got Hep C. Oh boy, or Hep A.
I'm just saying. If someone ever puts their hand over his eyes and just sees his nose and lips with the fever
somebody's
blister.
like blind. It's like, oh no.
Are you Batman?
Yeah,
Are you Batman?
Nope.
So
nope.
I find it interesting. I find it interesting that this movie is not even done yet, and we got a trailer.
Well, that's honestly a lot more common than you think. Because
really,
well, I check it. You can pull up like any movie trailer. Like pull up your favorite movie trailer. I will bet you money that the movie trailer has scenes that were cut from the final movie. Because they're still doing like editing and all this other stuff and like trying to get it down to time. And they're probably still also filming some final scenes, if not still a good chunk of the movie. And you'll see like a lot of the time there's like stuff that's legit just not in the movie. You know, it's only like a second or 2 seconds or whatever of a little thing. But yeah, I mean, that happens a lot, man. That happens a lot.
This is going to be interesting Batman. I got to be like I told you I would give it a chance. The guy from Twilight as Batman, I don't know.
Well, all right.
I'm gonna give it a chance. And let me just say
you can't use Pattinson's prior work as a gauge of how he'll be in this movie because Twilight was trash. So he did the best he could given the material.
Say that to all my ex-girlfriends.
I will gladly give me their number. I'll call them up. Oh wait.
Just text them.
Yeah, no. Look, man. Look. Twilight is trash. The actors in Twilight, some of them are not. Pattinson, I think, is legit a good actor.
I'm going to defend Twilight in this one little tidbit right here.
All right, get on that hill.
The last Twilight movie.
Oh my God,
was good because it was more actiony, and I had to see it because my ex-girlfriends. Well, my ex-girlfriend at the time made me see the first couple movies, so I had to see how it ends.
I get that.
Yeah. We had broken up already. I had to see how it ends, and I was like, "Oh, this one was good because it was all action. All they did was the big fight scene."
Okay,
there was no lovey-dovey stuff.
You're saying that compared to the other 4 movies because they broke the last one up into part 1 and part 2, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Just like Harry Potter, just like
right.
Marvel and Avengers.
Right. Exactly. They want to like milk it, right? Just like the last season of Breaking Bad, they broke it up into 2 seasons. Get out of here! Come on, just end it. But you're saying that compared to the other 4 movies, it led up to something that you were surprised about. Now, it's not necessarily put that up against the Marvel movie. You're probably going to watch the Marvel movie, right?
I put it to you this way: if the last Twilight movie comes on HBO, and
you're gonna watch it,
I'm flipping through channels, I probably won't flip past it. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
So I like this. The trailer had me intrigued because they're sort of investigating a crime, and Batman just walks in.
Yeah. And
that's totally different from any of the other movies I saw, right? Like that we've seen, because it's always been like Batman's in the shadows watching them, or he comes in after they leave, or he's not like he's legit like just that's Batman. He just comes in like he's a detective.
Yeah, right. So what I want to know is because we didn't see it in the trailers, do we think we're gonna get the famous alley scene? All right. His parents are there, and they come up, and the guy, the thug, comes up and kills him.
No, I think we'll get that in flashbacks. I don't think we'll get a full scene like that.
Well, that also counts. I don't think we need it.
I think we'll get a flashback, but I don't think we'll get the full scene. I think we'll either just see like a shadowy figure and a shot and somebody fall.
And you'll be like, no! You hear the kids, you hear Bruce, screaming out from the.
And then that's it. We won't hear anything. We won't see anything else. We'll hear about it.
I guess I'll take that. It's just like in Spider-Man when Uncle Ben goes down. It's like, Christ, again?
Well, we didn't get that in Homecoming.
Good. I know we didn't, and I'm very happy about that. There was no Uncle Ben death scene. I was like, Christ, we get it. With great power comes great. Yes, we were all 9 like 10 years ago. Jesus, we've seen the original Spider-Man. Ugh.
Well, also, as a side note, getting away from DC films, we heard from Lawrence Fishburne, because we know the Matrix 4 is now in production. Like, they're now, I think, they just started shooting it or reshooting it now, right? We got confirmation from Lawrence Fishburne that he will not be back as Morpheus. And so this is a big sad face.
They're breaking up the team.
He's breaking up the team. Trinity is coming back, but Morpheus won't be back. So
I wonder why. I wonder he's just like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to act anymore. Like, yeah, it's like you're gonna get money for that because you have name recognition. You're part of that world. You're an iconic character, right? You know, you're fucking Morpheus, man. You're like, take the red pill. Like that's you, right?
He said he wasn't invited back.
Oh, weird. All right.
So he's not in the script. So the question is, here's the biggest question: is Morpheus the character dead? Or is he's still alive in some capacity? He's just not he's just not on screen. And we don't know what the Wachowski brothers, right?
Wachowskis, yeah, the Wachowskis.
We don't know what they have installed. Maybe they have another trilogy installed, right? And in their mind, they want to do another trilogy. And he comes back for Matrix 5 or Matrix 6.
Oh,
right?
I gotta go ahead and correct the record real quick. The Wachowski sisters. That is a thing.
Okay.
Just saying. That is a thing. Atlanta and I forget who his sister is now. But anyway, keep going.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, the point is that could be something that's happening, right? They could be saving them for future. Because look, if we get the band back together for Matrix 4 and it goes bananas and everyone
You're gonna want another sequel, right? The studio's gonna want a sequel. The Wachowskis want to do at least one more movie. Why would they not want to do 2, right? Like, sometimes people they're like, wash their hands. They're like, look, I don't want to do this anymore. Do what you want, right? And then you'll make 1,000 Friday the 13th sequels.
Look at Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
we got Solo back for the first one.
All right.
We got Luke back for the second one, and then we got Billy D. Williams for the third one. Right? They saved him for the third one.
Yeah, we got Billy D. Williams back for the.
We got Billy D. Williams. Come on.
Yeah. I thought he was Billy D. Don't get me wrong, but
Billy D. is really old, and he was limited in what he could do.
That's perfectly fine. I don't want to harp on the man for being old and having a tough time getting around. I get all that, but he didn't add that much to the movie, in my opinion. It was just like, oh, it's Billy D. Okay, all right. What else you got?
I thought it was great. I mean, I knew it was happening because he had to come back. He's alive, so he had to come back.
Right.
So
exactly.
I was super excited to see him, and he's back on the Millennium Falcon. It was his in the beginning.
I know, right? Yeah, he was the one who won it. He won it in the card game.
So, all right, this episode is going to be the last episode. This is going to be the last episode in August. So you know what we do every last episode of August? We look at the most notable games coming out next month. All right.
Kicking off, actually. This is a very special month, September. This, I think, arguably kicks off the Christmas 1 holiday season, does it not?
It does. And we got a really big game coming out. But before we get to that game, I think this is awesome because Stadia, for the first time, I'm telling you about games that are coming to Stadia. Just Stadia.
Oh, this is good.
We got Hitman and Hitman 2 coming to Stadia September 1st. I don't know why they waited to like September. Hitman 1 and 2 are old games. This should have been out, right? I feel like this should have been out.
I mean, ideally, but you gotta go ahead and ink those contracts. You gotta QA and put some dev time in there to make the experience smooth. Like, It's a little bit of work. It's a little bit of work going into it.
But I'm not gonna lie. Hitman, I think, is a great game for Stadia. Right? It's not a fighting game. It's not a multiplayer game. So the lag won't really mean as much when you're doing stealth.
Very, very slow and methodical. You got to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not really like trying to make those like, frame accurate jumps. Yeah.
So I think this is a good thing for Stadia.
I played it finally. Side note.
Really?
Yeah. I signed up for it. It was okay. It was.
Wait,
okay.
rewind. You signed up for Stadia? You played Stadia?
I did.
Wow, you didn't tell me this?
They had like
whoa,
a free
legit
trial.
breaking news! You didn't tell me this. How'd it go?
You just reminded me. I signed up on a whim because it was like you get like the free.
It must have been
months.
that memorable. You forgot to tell me.
Yeah, it wasn't a great experience. I have to say. As much as we shit on Stadia, yeah, it was okay. It was all right. It was all right.
Okay. It was just what was the main game that you played? Now you got to tell me. What was the main game?
You put me on the spot right now. I forget. Right. I'll have to come back to it.
All right.
To it. Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to talk about one big game? This is the biggest game of September, and I'm definitely getting this on the PS4 because I want to play Spider-Man. And that's Marvel's Avengers coming out on the PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Stadia, September 4th.
All right.
I put asterisk on that Stadia. I'll believe it when I see it.
All right. It'll definitely happen. It'll definitely happen.
A game that's going to sell like gangbusters. We already know. It's going to be NBA 2K21. Also come out the same day, September 4th, for PS4, Xbox One, and at some point you can, sort of cross buy with PS5 and Xbox Series X. Well, upgrade if you buy the digital version. So something that we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 are coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC, also September 4th. I'm hearing this is looking pretty good. I gotta be honest.
Looking
I'm hearing
pretty good. It's looking fantastic, man. If you watch the breakdown on Digital Foundry, man, they added in a bunch of stuff, and I think one thing that's kind of cool. Well, a couple things that are kind of cool. So they added in the manual to the first game. And the manual was big. The manual was the big thing in part 2. And what the manual allowed you to do, a little bit of inside baseball here, because the game is all about combos, right? Build up your combo. Every trick adds to the combo. Variety in the tricks will get you better score points, right? So if you ran out of things to grind on, and your combo would end, right? If you got off the thing and then went to a ramp, your combo would end. The manual allowed you to continue the combo till you got to another grind point. So if there were like big gaps that like you couldn't jump to, you could do the manual. All right, so that is in the first one. And then I believe they also have the revert from 3, I think, which the revert allowed you to continue the combo after you went up a ramp. So you could combo from anything, and that's freaking epic. So they added that back in, and they also fixed the bail system, where normally if you fell, you would fall, and then the animation, and you'd get up, and then you'd start skating again, right? This, like, as soon as you fall, you immediately like regenerize, right? You like pop right back up within like a third of a second, and then you're right back at it, right? And those two things alone, I'm like, yep. It's just, the tiny little things to the formula make the game. So are you gonna get this? Am I gonna get this? Of course I'm gonna get this, dude. Like Tony Hawk 2 is in the pantheon of best games of all time. I'm sorry.
I never grew up with it. I mean, I wasn't a big Tony Hawk fan.
I get it. It passed a lot of people by, but man, go ahead.
I'm just saying at this point, my sort of minor skateboard stage, I was over it.
Sure. So, no, I get that.
I wasn't a big Tony Hawk. I mean, I was a fan of him, of his career, but I just wasn't I didn't want to play the game.
Oh, Oh yeah, no. I mean, like Tony Hawk was like a legend, right? He was like he was the name in like skateboarding. Not the most influential, but he was like the poster child for it. So it was like,
do you think these will be out on the Switch? Is the real question.
Eventually, yes, 100%.
Okay,
100%. They're perfect, like to pick up and go, and they have they have that great kind of like, okay, just one more game, right? Just one more run, because they're all like 2 minutes, right? To do like a run in a level, which is like nothing, and you know you keep wanting to go for that high score.
Well, speaking about things that when is it going to come out on the Switch? We have coming out September 9th. The Outer Worlds Gorgon DLC. It's coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, but not the Switch. Oddly enough,
it will.
We just got the Switch physical version a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good too. Like it's a pretty good port. It's a pretty good port of the game. Like they did a pretty good job. I'm pretty sure this DLC is forthcoming for the Switch. I can almost guarantee.
Well, if you're a Switch heavy user, you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah. So,
and talk about waiting. I think this is a timed DLC, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but so far it's only coming out on PS4, PC September 15th, and that's Spelunky 2, which was announced last month.
Weird, yeah. That has to be a time thing. I don't know why they wouldn't like have it on the Switch. God damn it! Like speaking of the Switch, this is the game for the Switch.
Oh, 100%, because I have the original. I have the original for the Vita.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have the special edition too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is going to be a physical or is just a digital edition.
The physical didn't come to a long time later.
Yeah, so this may be just one of those physical, maybe limited run type things later on.
In like a year's
Switch.
Time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is probably a game I won't play until next summer. A game that I will get day one on the Switch by, I remind you, coming out September 18th. That's WWE 2K Battlegrounds.
Oh my
PS4,
God! Yes,
Xbox
the
One,
return.
Switch and PC. It will be the only sort of wrestling game, WWE wrestling game, we're gonna get all year.
Yeah, so, I'm okay with that. It looks cool. It looks very over the top, arcadey. You know, feels like old school wrestling. You know, and I mean like old school is in like old school arcade, button mash type stuff, right? But like it's got all the stars in there.
It reminds me of a souped up WWF like arcade.
Exactly. WWF the arcade game. Yeah. You could play as Doink the Clown.
Well, it depended on what system. It depended on what system you had. Like, if you
is that right? Oh,
yeah. No. Like if you wanted to play with like Yokozuna and Bam Bam Bigelow, you needed the Genesis or the PlayStation version or the 32X version, something like that. Oh my God. Like if you had the Super Nintendo, you only had 6 characters.
That's weak. You
didn't have 8.
Oh.
So I still had my SNES cart, so I had to go out and I bought the PlayStation. I bought the PlayStation version.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to talk about weak? If you did sort of you couldn't do 4-player on the SNES version, which was weird. So it was like after you beat somebody, he leaves and somebody else comes in.
Oh, weird! It's like a fake Royal Rumble.
yeah. But the Genesis version could do 4 players on the screen. It's just so weird. I don't know why. Maybe they put all the work in the Genesis version and rushed to SNES because I'm sure the SNES version could handle 4 players.
Right.
I digress. I digress. That's maybe a Saturday morning retro thing. We can.
I know. I feel like playing it now after the show.
So, Serious Sam 4. Coming to Stadia and PC September 24th.
Wow, so finally coming out. Like
yeah, and it's coming out on Stadia. This is like sort of an exclusive. It's not going to be on consoles. So if you want to play it, and you don't have a big PC rig, you can play it on Stadia.
Oh, I can guarantee console versions are forthcoming.
Oh, 100%. It's a time. It's going to be a timed exclusive.
I don't know if it's that. I don't think they had the resources because I know there was some trouble with this game. We didn't hear about it for a while, and I'm pretty sure we talked about it a little bit, maybe last year, at some point.
No, I don't think so. I know we talked about it. No, we didn't because we when we first found out this was at the PC E3 event, or the Devolver Digital. It was one of those, and I said, "Oh, Serious Sam 4. I have the Serious Sam collection because Serious Sam 3 didn't come out on it didn't come out on consoles by itself. Like it came a part of the collection." on the 360.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man, we just talked about this, and now Serious Sam 4 is out.
Yeah.
And lastly, coming out September 25th is Mafia, the Mafia, the definitive edition, coming out on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Stadia.
There you go.
So I'm definitely, this was pushed, right? Because this was supposed to come out in August, and they pushed it back into September. I'm definitely getting this.
There you go. Leave the gun, take the cannolis.
So, Dave, you getting
Godfather reference for you young kids, all right?
You getting any good pickups this week?
Oh, did I get a good pickup? Head on over to our Instagram, instagram.com/ratedG for gamers, and you can see my epic pickup. You want to know why it's epic, Dan? Because I got a Switch game for $15.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh. If you go to Best Buy right now, folks, and Dan, you need to do this too, you can get Disgaea 4 complete for the Nintendo Switch for $15 because it's on clearance. I said, yep, I'm going to get that. I'm glad I went to that section because typically they still have 3DS games for like $30-$40. I'm like, who are you selling these games to? Who is buying these games? The answer is nobody. All right?
I would be if I didn't already own them.
Yeah, but it's like Mario Kart 7, right? For like $40.
Yeah, like I said,
$30.
I would be if I didn't already own it.
Right. Well, I'm just like, come on. Like, you want to make a sale on this, or do you want to let these things sit? And they want to let these things sit. But Disgaea picked up, so I was pretty happy about that. How about you?
So for the first time ever, I ordered something off of PlayAsia. Okay.
Oh yeah. That is a very interesting site.
I accidentally.
Oh, here it goes. Did you order 2 copies? Do I need to take a copy off your hand?
No.
Because I will. I'm a good friend, Dan. I will take that copy off your hand.
So 2 months ago, I accidentally bought on limited run Samurai Showdown like 4 or 5. One of those, like 4. Samurai Showdown 4. I accidentally bought that. I thought I was buying the Samurai Showdown Neo Geo collection, where it's the full complete set of Samurai Showdown games.
Oh, all like 6 of them, I think, right? Yeah.
No, it's 5 with the special edition ones too.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
So I accidentally bought 4 for the PS4. I didn't want to buy 4. I wanted to buy the collection on the Switch. And guess what? Sold out. And guess how much it is on eBay? A lot more than it would have been if I got it from limited run.
Wow. Yeah.
So I went on PlayAsia and I found they had it for regular. Well, they had it for regular price. But the Switch is region free, so I brought the Japanese edition. It just came in today, and everything's in English. So
there you go.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you're not missing out on anything. That's fantastic.
But I learned something because in Japan it was Samurai Spirits.
That's right.
Didn't know it was Samurai. I didn't know it was Samurai Spirits because I was like, why does it say Samurai Spirits? Oh, I got the Japanese version. But
I wonder why they changed it.
But when I put the card in, the game card in, all the games say Samurai Showdown.
Oh, weird.
It's all
You know what?
It's all the American version.
I wonder if it's multi-region and they have different startup screens based on your localization. Because there are games that do that. The Genesis Mini, if you hold down a certain button combination, you can change all the cart titles to be the Japanese version, or I even think the European version, which is awesome.
I know, but this should be the Japanese version by default. Because
I mean, I think it may be looking at the localization, right? It sees that it's like a English PlayStation or whatever, right? And it's like, oh, we're gonna show you this screen instead. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I have seen that before.
Okay. Well, I just thought it was awesome that because in my mind I'm like, I'm gonna have to go through the options and hopefully I can find the language. Yeah, right.
But there it is.
And no, everything is just there in plain English. It just, it says Samurai Showdown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the special editions. I will say, in the game, like it doesn't say win, like the American version of win. It says something else, which I guess means win because I won. It says the Japanese word for win.
Huh. Well, there you go.
So, Dave.
Interesting.
as we always try to start the show, but epically fail, what have you been playing?
Oh, I've been waiting for this, Dan. I didn't know if we were going to get to this segment. I have, for the third time now, I have got back into Doom Eternal.
Okay.
Playing it from the beginning, playing it on normal, not hard, so I can beat it, because I want to beat it. There's a lot to do.
You just love to sign into the Bethesda Net account. That's it. Just admit it.
Don't get me started, Dan. Don't get me started.
We'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah. I'll get into that later. But yeah, like Doom Eternal's great. I got a bunch of free skins by if you go to Amazon and you have like your Prime account. It's not a lot of great stuff, but you can get free Doom Eternal skins. Really? At least for PC and probably for at least for PC, maybe even for console too. Yeah, I got like one where like the Doomslayer's got like a wife beater t-shirt and like a beer gut and like some weird tattoos. And I'm like, this is fantastic. And then there's like a little like you can put them on a stage, and like normally it's like this really cool like I don't know what to call it, but it's got like a gate behind it. You know, it's kind of got like a Stargate behind it, right? You know, you like walk through the ring or whatever, and it's little like steps going up, and it looks real like epic. So they have one to go along with like, you know, kind of like the redneck Doomslayer, and it's all wood paneling, and it's got like the shotgun above like the doorway, and it's got like a tube TV. It's so funny. So I have that. Obviously, I had to re-equip my Doomslayer, and it shows up in the game. So like as you're like playing the game, you look down and like you have like the little beer gut. It's great.
Nice. Okay.
So I've been playing that on a PC. Looks pretty on the new monitor, I gotta say. On the console front, Horizon Zero Dawn. I know.
Still chugging away.
The game's like 3 years old. But I'm into it now, and it looks beautiful. It still looks great. It's a testament to the good work that who made that game? Was it Guerrilla Games? Yeah. It's a testament to Guerrilla Games, Dan. It's fantastic. They had a little patch after the fact to add some HDR in there. It's beautiful, but like it feels like a new game, right? It feels like a game that could come out this year, and I'd be like, yep, this looks amazing. So I'm playing that. And then on the mobile front, I've been playing the Castlevania Circle of the Moon, making some headway in that. Playing on the DS, the GBA version. It's got the better screen. So, yeah. How about you?
I finally beat Streets of Rage 4. That's it.
Nice.
I beat Streets of Rage 4 on a PS4. I really like this game. Like,
Isn't it great?
This game is great.
It's
like,
beautiful.
These guys did a great job on this game. Will I nominate it for Game of the Year? That remains to be seen. You have to stay tuned for
you know what, Dan?
Our nominees picks in December. But I gotta say,
if you don't,
it's really good.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, everything about it, like just the animation's great, the soundtrack's great, all the nods to the original games. That's how you do a remaster.
And I've been playing a game I will not talk about right now.
Oh,
because it's a game
secret
that's near and dear to a lot of people's hearts that I've never played. I never grew up on it, but I'm putting in the work to beat it, and I will talk about it on our Saturday morning retro show in September.
Are you saying,
not this month?
You saying you never played Barbie's Horse Adventure, Dan? You've been lying to me all this time. What is our friendship built on?
It's near and dear to a lot of people's hearts.
Exactly. I don't know what to believe anymore.
I know. It's hard to believe, but I will reveal the game on our Saturday morning retro episode in September.
Nice.
So with that said, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll get into our top gaming news of last week.
Hey, this is Matt Adler, freelance journalist for IGN, and you're listening to Rated G for Gamers podcast.
And we're back. Let's get into the top gaming news of last week. We have to start with our lead story, we finally know what Rocksteady is working on, and that is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And Dave.
Tell me
This
about it.
this is one of those moments. Hashtag Dan was right. I nailed it, right? The Superman seems to be sort of the antagonist.
He is very much the villain.
He's the bad guy, and you would think that maybe Brainiac, who they showed like Brainiac destroying, a city, right, Metropolis. Brainiac, it looks like Brainiac maybe has taken over Superman's mind, right? He's like mind controlling or something along those lines, because Superman saved a pilot from a crash and then he killed him.
Right, he legit used his like He-Ray vision, and it's like, yeah. Superman, like, he looked all super possessed. He had big red glowing eyes. There was like kind of darkness around him, and it was great because at the end, like, I think what was it? What's the guy's name? Killshot or Bullseye or somebody was like, so who do we got to go after? And then like Harley Quinn's like, him. He just points at Superman, and I'm like, yeah, that's how you do it. You were 100% right. You turn the good guy into like this crazed maniac, right? Having him be controlled by Brainiac is even better if that's the way it plays out. It's great because then like.
Because you can't beat Superman, so you just have to stop the mind control.
Well, there you go. There is also that too. He's like possibly the most powerful being in all of the DC universe. Like, how do you combat that? Besides putting him in like a jail cell lined with kryptonite, which is how you're gonna get him in there. It's gonna be tough. But yeah, man. I mean, it looked cool. We didn't get any gameplay, but we did get a pretty slick trailer.
We got a slick trailer. We didn't get any gameplay because this game is a ways off. This game is 2022, which you know what that means. That means this game ain't coming out on current gen consoles.
No, it's definitely next gen. No.
I'm sorry, Xbox, but I'm sorry, Microsoft, but this ain't coming out on Xbox One.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be a cross-play situation. Yeah, which makes sense. Like when you're 2 years out from your next gen console launch. Definitely not coming on the previous consoles. Like
I'm gonna say, because they're gonna take as much time as they need. I'm gonna say a holiday 2022, which is gonna be close to 2023, and we're not gonna be talking about the PS4 and Xbox One at that point.
Nope.
So
they will be retro consoles. Think about that.
They will be officially retro consoles.
That's right.
But just to go through some of the Suicide Squad. We got Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Boomerang, and King Shark. So It looks like it's only going to be 4 as of right now. Don't know if they're going to add any other characters to that list. It would be curious to see what type of gameplay. The atmosphere itself gave me sort of like, it's really bright, right? It's like totally opposite from the original Suicide Squad.
It reminded me of Sunset Overdrive. Right?
Yes, it gave me that Sunset Overdrive type of feel.
All bright and colorful, and like it kind of works, right? Because like Harley Quinn is super bubbly, and like she's a little whacked out in the head. She's got some issues and whatnot. So like it kind of like fits, and all the other characters are kind of comedic, and there's a lot of little like the shark guy, right? He was sitting down, and there's like a little Batman balloon, right? There was like a kid's birthday party that got ravaged, and there's like a little Batman balloon next to him, and he kind of just looks at it. It's a lot of like really cool stuff in this trailer.
They could do so much, right? Because if you have just those 4 characters that are sort of playable that you could play, you could do so much as far as adding people to try. First off, I'm going ahead of myself. I don't even know if this is going to be like a Destiny style game. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's just a standalone. We got to defeat Superman somehow, some way type of game.
Single player thing, maybe a multiplayer component.
Yes, correct. But for story purposes, there's so many ways you can go. Because how does the Joker play into this? I may have an answer to that, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in a second, right? But how do other villains come into play? Right, lesser known villains, or it says Justice League too, by the way.
Right,
Justice League is in the title, so all the other Justice League members mind controlled, and that's how you're going to do this. You're going to have to beat each one to go up the level, like Hawkeye. You beat Hawkman or
Hawkeye? Hawkman. Yeah.
No, it's Hawkman. It's Hawkman.
Yeah.
You got to beat Hawkman. Like that's the first boss level.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
And
you got to throw Wonder Woman in there at some point. Right.
Yeah.
Martian.
The Martian. Yeah. That's like the second level, and all to get to Superman, right? Who is like the big boss at the end of the game. Right. That would be awesome.
Right. I did. Did you happen to notice how eerily close that Harley Quinn looked like to the actress who played her in Suicide Squad? I forget her name right now.
Yes.
She looked just like her, right?
And that may be by design.
Well, I mean, sure, if you can get the likeness, go
Margaret Robbie.
Margot Robbie, that's right.
Margot Robbie, right? Yeah. That may be that may be by design because we got James Gunn's Suicide Squad sort of not footage, but sort of behind the scenes, and Idris Elba is good. It was there. John Cena is in the movie, and everybody's like hyping this movie up to be like, yeah, we want you to forget about the first one, just worry about the second one.
No Will Smith this time around. Sadly, it's like, oh,
you know what?
All right.
You say I thought he was great as Deadshot. However, let's say this movie takes off, and the second one, I should say, Suicide Squad 2 or whatever you're gonna call it.
Yeah,
takes off.
I think it's just the Suicide Squad.
But I don't think they're gonna call it 2 just because they probably don't want anybody to watch the first one.
No, it's not. It's literally just the Suicide Squad.
Just the Suicide. Okay. Yeah. So let's say this one takes off and it's like the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Type of style for DC. All right. You could bring Will Smith in for the third one, and it's like, oh shoot! Like,
I mean, sure,
dynamic,
like,
right?
He's not dead, right? He's still there in the universe. Like, he could just be off doing his own thing, like the aforementioned Hawkeye in the Marvel universe. Where was he in the first Avengers movie? I don't know. He's hanging out somewhere on a farm with his family.
Well, where was he in Infinity War? You mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So I'm digging this game. I am looking forward to it. It was the worst kept secret, right? We kept going, and the rumors. Now it makes sense because the rumors were originally it was a Justice League game, and then slowly but surely in the last, like, I want to say year, the rumors were it was a Suicide Squad movie game. So, but it was both essentially.
Yeah, right.
It was both, and it just makes sense. And I could see this. Honestly, I think this would have been shown. If the zombie apocalypse didn't happen, I think this wouldn't have been an E3 thing because Rocksteady, just like Rockstar, from my recollection, they don't really do E3 as much. But I think this could have been a Comic-Con, definitely like a San Diego Comic-Con thing that we would have saw.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it. I'm all stoked, and I'm also semi excited for the other game announcement they had at the DC FanDome showcase, which was Gotham Knights.
Yeah, right. There you go. It's just like Baywatch Nights, but except nothing like it. Right? You just see like Robin running down the streets of Gotham real slow. I'll be there.
Well, you know what? And David Hasselhoff isn't here.
Yeah, right.
So it starts off with Batman giving sort of a message to his knights, which is Robin, Knight in order, Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, and for some weird reason, the Red Hood, which I'll talk about in a quick second. I'll get back to that in a quick second.
Yeah, I got to tell you, like, you know more about the DC universe than me, so you're gonna have to fill me in on some stuff. But.
So, Batman is dead. Okay. Well, spoilers for a trailer for this game.
You're gonna have to. When you do the spoilers, you say that first, and then you spoil it.
Well, it's this game. It was the first thing. It was the first when you pop this game open. It's probably the first thing you're gonna see.
All right. So in this universe, in this Gotham Knights, Baywatch Nights universe, Batman Bruce Wayne is dead. Okay.
Is presumably dead. He leaves a message, and he leaves all of his gadgets and wealth to his knights, and you get to go out, and I guess you can. It seems like it has RPG elements to it too, like you can level up. Because they actually showed gameplay of this.
Yeah, they
because
showed a lot of gameplay of this.
unlike Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, this game is coming out next year, so it's going to be a little bit sooner. It looked cool. Mr. Freeze was the boss they showed that level. You could play as any 4 characters. There is co-op, just co-op with 2 people, so me and you can get on together and beat the game. But it's a single player campaign primarily.
So I bet it's like pop in, pop out, right?
Correct.
Because there's 4 characters, you can kind of, I want to be this guy, I want to be Red Hood, I want to be Nightwing. You can just
it may actually, you may have sections where you have to play that character.
Oh,
I
sure,
would assume,
sure.
right?
Yeah, they may do like this is the Red Hood section or this is the Nightwing section. Sure.
So let me get into a backstory for you. Let you know, because I know you're not a big DC fan. You know a lot about the DC universe.
Right.
So we got Nightwing. That's Dick Grayson. That was the original Robin.
So Robin turned into Nightwing. The original Dick Grayson.
The original Robin turned into the Nightwing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They were like,
I remember that story from the animated series.
There were like 4 or 5 Robins all together.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I knew there was a couple. Yeah.
So that was Dick Grayson. Batgirl is Commissioner Gordon's daughter.
Barbara Gordon, right?
Barbara
Who
Gordon.
is she not also Oracle? Is that right?
We'll talk about that later in a minute.
Okay, because I got some questions about that, and also the original Arkham Asylum, because I think there's some inconsistencies with that catalog of heroes and villains.
We will get to there. We'll get to that in a second.
All right.
So we got that. This Robin is Tim Drake. Okay, so he is the 3rd Robin, because the 2nd Robin was Jason Todd, who turned into Red Hood. There are different continuities when it comes to sort of how Jason Todd became the Red Hood, but it all stems from him dying.
Oh,
essentially,
and then being reborn.
The reborn part is the one where the different continuities, which cartoon you saw, which animated movie you saw, which comic book you read, right? The one that I like the most is when, and for the most part, this is the one that sort of sticks, with the Joker killed Jason Todd as Robin. As we saw in we got hints of that in Batman v Superman, where Ben Affleck was looking at the Robin suit and had the Joker spray all over it, right? Joker graffiti all over it.
Interesting. Yeah, they were like trying to set up some universe, right? But then it all just went to pot.
Yes, and Batman feels guilty that he let Robin die, but then sort of in an animated movie, Ra's al Ghul brought him back to life, and he went crazy, and or he didn't die, he just was beaten to a pulp, or he got brought back to life some other way, and he wants to kill criminals and use guns, which goes against Batman's code, because says you keep wanting to capture them, they keep getting out, so let's kill them. And the second he wants to make Bruce Wayne sort of feel bad for letting him die. It depends on which movie, which cartoon, which comic you read. He either wants him to kill the Joker or avenge his death, or he wants him to feel bad. Like, he still wants him to feel bad just, for letting him down, right? Or he wants to kill him. Again, depends on where you're getting your source material from. So that is Jason Todd, which is baffling to me that he is a part of Gotham, that he's part of the Batman Knights crew, right? I know they probably needed 4 players and they couldn't find anybody else and just create a different backstory. But they got Jason Todd. It's a little weird because he is shooting people, especially in a trailer, in a gameplay, he's using guns. So none of the other knights are telling him not to shoot people, because
Batman's not there. Batman's the one who put that edict out, right? He's like, look, I took an oath to save Gotham and to not kill anybody because somebody killed my parents, and I'm not going to.
Yeah, but everybody, for the most part, has followed his oath. They may not have
I see.
They may not have agreed with some of his tactics, but they follow the general premise of we don't kill people.
Okay. So I have one final question on this. Which Robin was the Robin at the end of the Batman Nolan trilogy, right? When he goes down to the cave and he sees the suit or whatever right at the end of the movie.
Well, we don't know because
They never made it?
in the movie, his name was Robin.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
Like they did that just so we can have a Robin in the Nolan universe, right?
Right.
So his name was Robin. So we don't know. They could have. I would have said Dick Grayson just because there was no other Robin, and he was.
Yeah,
the
but
first.
he was
the first.
He was like a police officer, right? He wasn't in the circus.
And Robin, his name wasn't really Robin. So there's a lot of things that changed.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of things that changed.
Yeah, you got
They took liberties with a lot of things. They took liberties with a lot of things. I mean, come on.
Family has to die in the High Wire Act, all right? It's that or
Well,
nothing.
you never know. They died in the High Wire Act and became a cop.
Maybe.
So Gotham
I
Knights
could never walk again.
Gotham Knights will be, again, it's coming out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Windows PC.
Yeah.
No mention of Stadia, which is weird. I think Stadia would have jumped all over this. This is something that if I was Stadia, it would have been a massive get, personally.
I mean, every game would be a massive get. You got to build that library up.
All right. I'm going to answer your biggest questions. I'm getting back to...
Oh. Dr. Love on the mic right here.
I'm going to get back. I'm going to get back to what you asked me earlier, and I said I'll get to. But before I do, I have to put out there, if you have not played Batman Arkham Knight, okay, spoilers ahead. Skip ahead 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes.
10 minutes? How long are you going to go on this rant for?
It's not a rant. I'm just gonna. Well, you know what? I take that back. This is a little bit of a rant. So just skip 10 minutes to be safe.
To be safe, skip like 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. If you haven't listened to Arkham Knights, I will be spoiling it.
You haven't played Arkham Knights.
If you haven't played Arkham Knights, or you haven't beaten it, I will be spoiling it in 3, 2, 1. Iron Man was in the game. Just kidding.
Oh, multiverse confirmed.
Just
That's
kidding.
how you do it. That's how you do it.
Okay. Bruce Wayne, when I first saw this, because the Gotham Knights came out first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that trailer came out first. Suicide Squad came out late, the end of the day, the end of the night. I thought this was a continuation of Arkham Knight because, spoilers, Batman dies. I will not say how or why he dies, and it's still a question mark in my eyes if he's really dead, but that's neither here or there.
All right. So they kind of left it a little bit open-ended.
So
it seems like he's dead, yeah.
So they start the trailer off with, if you guys are seeing this, I am no longer here, right? I am dead. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, this is a part of the universe, right? This is awesome, right? This is what happens after he dies. These guys have to pick up the mantle. Mm-hmm. This is not in the Arkham universe. They have confirmed that Gotham Knight is not a part of the Arkham universe, which is super weird, and I think just doesn't make any sense.
No, like if you're gonna not have Batman as part of your crew, like, bold move, right? But why? Like, that would be like a good, thing. It's made by it's published by the same company, right? Which, Rocksteady's not making this, right? It's WB.
No, it's WB. But they did make Origins, which is in the universe.
It is.
They did make Origins.
And
Blackgate.
Right. So there's like 5 games that are in that universe. They own the publishing rights to all those games, right? So they could technically work that all in. I don't really think there's a rights issue in any of this stuff. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
It is super weird because that's a lost opportunity. Like, we get to see what happens after he's gone. Mm-hmm. Jason Todd does play a big role,
right,
in Arkham Knight. The Red Hood plays a big role in Arkham Knight, so it sort of would make sense. Maybe he regrets everything he did in the game, which I won't say, and he's like, you know what? I want to help you guys. That's such a missed opportunity. I'm sorry. I'm disappointed. That sucks. But they made it up because they said Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is in the Arkham universe, which is why you won't see Batman in the game.
Interesting. Okay.
you probably will hear references to him, but he for the most part won't be in a game because spoilers again, he's dead.
Right. And Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a Rocksteady Studios game. So
makes sense.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. They're like, "No, we're going to take the reins on this lore. We built this up. We killed the Batman, right? We're going to continue that storyline." So that's that's kind of cool.
If you ask me, this is a missed opportunity, but if you ask me, this is how it should have been done. Okay? Are you ready?
Mhm.
This is not the Justice League. This is Suicide Squad kills Superman. Okay? And this is only happening in Metropolis. And you have the Suicide Squad trying to get Superman. And you could probably sprinkle in some other, if my sort of logic is correct, where like the boss battles are going to be other mind-controlled Justice League members.
Yeah.
You can have that too. You can have mind-controlled superheroes and villains. Maybe have the villains in the game, right? Or or mind controlled, and you got to beat them too, right? Other villains. And I just think that was I think that could have been, that's a missed opportunity. And then you have Gotham Knights, which is still in the Arkham universe, is only happening in Gotham City, right? And it's the cleanup of after Arkham Knight. So that's how it all fits in.
Sure, right? You wouldn't have any necessarily any villain overlaps. You wouldn't have to worry about, well, what if we kill Mr. Freeze or the Scarecrow? And it's like, nah, it's fine.
And I did mention a Joker. I did mention a Joker. We all know the Joker. Yeah, he's not really. I'm trying not to, because I know you didn't play Arkham City. I know you didn't beat Arkham City.
I didn't beat Arkham City, but it seemed like he was one and done after he injected himself with all the weird Bane serum and was super brolic at the end of the first one. I'm like, okay, he's probably done.
He's not. He is done. Yes.
Okay.
He's done.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Him and Batman are done.
Okay.
I won't tell you how. I won't tell you why. And there is a twist to it, so you will still be surprised.
It's an M. Night Shyamalan reveal, and turns out everyone was dead the whole entire time.
There you go.
Now that's a spoiler.
But I am super hyped for both games. I can't wait to play both games. Again, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, not going to be a current gen game. I put money on that.
I'm with you.
Spoilers over. Spoilers over. You can listen again.
I think that was a little less than 10 minutes, but all right. I wasn't necessarily counting.
So we got another reveal, not from the DC fandom, but we got another reveal earlier in the week. We finally know what the Call of Duty game is going to be called. It's going to be Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which is a little weird. It's a little weird because it's essentially Black Ops 5, right? But I know why they put the Black Ops in the name, because they would keep that name recognition, but they could have just called it Call of Duty Cold War. Let's be honest.
They could have, and they could have started a whole new series. All right. I don't know how much Black Ops gets into the espionage and the kind of tricks and the different gadgets and all that, but it's mostly a shooter, right? It's still it's in the vein of Modern Warfare or Advanced Warfighter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know, the Cold War was not really a war in the traditional fighting sense, right? It was
You're right, but this could have been something different. We could have had a Splinter Cell type of game, really stealthy, right? But they know that's not what people buy Call of Duty for. So they're going to make something up and we're going to be at war.
Yeah.
This is not going to be historically accurate.
Right. I think it's going to be a lot of fighting with some gadgets to kind of bring in the Cold War thing, and obviously you're going to be fighting the USSR, right? So it's probably going to take place in the Siberian wastes and all that. So, I mean, it's going to be a Call of Duty game. I think it's going to be good. It's just got a weird title.
So let's shift focus and let's talk about the Oculus. I know we don't really talk about VR. I will say I rearranged the game room again, because I had to fit this monitor in.
Recently? Oh, yeah. Wow, there you go.
I had to fit this monitor in because it fit. I couldn't fit it anywhere. But I miraculously, I make magic, man. I have more room for more games. I have the PSVR. like sitting on a shelf, like not on the stand that I bought for it, but like just laying there because it's gonna force me to clean it up, and I'm gonna pop in like Iron Man VR at some point in the next like 2 weeks, maybe by Labor Day, and get a chance to play around with it. I do want to get an Oculus, right? Because that Oculus Go is like wireless, right? Like that would be awesome to get.
Sure. You know, you're all about those no wires, right? If you
I'm all about the no wires.
You're like, I'm in.
However, if I did do that, I definitely need a Facebook account if I'm gonna use an Oculus.
Yeah.
Remember, Facebook paid all this money for Oculus.
They did, and then subsequently, the guy who created Oculus, Palmer Luckey, is like, nope, I'm out. So
he took his money and ran.
Yeah.
But
so I mean, like, yeah, you have to log into play games via your Oculus now. Okay.
Just like your Bethesda net account, right? When you have to play Bethesda games.
See, yeah, Dan, I'm triggered. All right, I'm triggered. That's a major trigger warning right there. Okay. So you can be on two sides of the coin here. You can be on the side of, well, what does it matter, right? You have to log into Steam, you have to log into PlayStation, you have to log into whatever to play games, right? And I get that. It's a platform, it's a thing.
At some point, you can only log in through Facebook to get on your Tinder account. I'm sure I think they've changed it by now. But
that is not true. That is not true. You can use your phone number. You can use your Google account.
Well, now, like I said, now before
I'll get to that. I'll get to that too. I'll get to that too. So let me tell you about my Bethesda.net login experience just to play Doom Eternal, the game that I bought that I thought was going to have a disc inside and turned out to be a little paper cutout with a code on it to say, go to Bethesda.net and download your game. So I was already off on a bad foot with these guys. I should have read the outside and the very small print that said no disc inside. Would have just bought it digitally, right? Anyway, so you have to make an account. You have to go to Bethesda.net. You have to download this bullshit Chrome plugin for whatever reason to like verify you, which I had to like download it twice and I deleted it directly afterwards because it's like legit broken and messed my computer up. All right. So now I'm in a worse situation, right? Finally get my account all ready to go. And I'm like, Jesus, thank God. Can I just play this game? Eventually, like a half an hour later, and that's like not including downloading the game and all that. A half an hour of trying to settle this up. I'm finally ready to go. I finally uninstalled the Chrome plugin, all right? And I'm like, all right, I have Bethesda.net. I have the game. I'm ready. Can I play? Yes. So much friction. That is my problem, right? I don't mind it so much that, okay, you have to log in and you have to have a Facebook account. Like, not saying anything about Facebook's practices or the data they're collecting or anything like that. You just got to make it a frictionless process, right? I go boom, boom, boom. Here's my Facebook user. I click one button. You already have all my info. Am I in the game? If I'm not in the game, I'm out. All right? That's my thing. And to speak on the Tinder thing, right? They're saying is like, look, you can make an account with us, or if you already have a Facebook or Google login, you can use that. And a lot of websites do that, and I'm cool with that. All right, I can use like Google to sign into my thing. I don't have to make a new account. It eases the friction. So that I'm okay with. And that is my rant for this episode. You got one. I feel like I need to rant. Woo. Oh.
Okay. All right. So I don't really see a big problem with this, to be honest. That's just, I mean, with the Bethesda thing, I think that's a little different. But
it's a lot of hoops.
This is like a hardware issue. Like, you know, like when you sign in your PlayStation, you sign into your Xbox, you need to make a PlayStation account, you need to make an Xbox account. I get it, right? Mm-hmm. It's from a hardware standpoint, not, you know, you got to play our games. Like I said, Tinder, back in the day, you needed a Facebook account to open up a Tinder profile, which they have now changed. They've since changed in the last 2 years.
Yeah, that may have been.
Right. So I don't, and again, I don't see the big problem. It's super easy. if most people already have a Facebook.
Super easy comes in quotations with 29 asterisks.
Yeah.
It may be super easy, or it may be like the bullshit Bethesda net account. We don't know.
But
that's my problem.
But if you put an Oculus headset and it said you have to create an account, right? With your screen name, your username, you had to create all of this to use Oculus. They're saying, you know what? Most likely, 7 out of 10 times, you probably already have a Facebook account. So you need to link your Facebook account. So you don't have to make up a name. You don't have to do it. You have to use your Facebook account. And I think that's super easy. And I'm okay with it. I don't have a big deal.
We'll see how the process goes. I guess the elephant in the room, and the thing I don't really want to necessarily get into, but there is also the fact that it's Facebook, and they're going to be getting all this data from you, right? And some people object to being like, I don't want to be on Facebook because they harvest all your data. And you know, they've definitely had some issues. That's really not my problem, but I could see some people making arguments for that. So I think the internet's a little bit in an uproar over that stuff, but it is their product, and it is their right to do that if they want to do that.
All Oculus is going to do is see rated G ads pop up because
right?
we advertise on Facebook.
Yeah, we do. That's right.
All right, let's shift gears and let's talk Nintendo. Let's talk Nintendo for the rest of the show because Nintendo's been in the news. There's rumors that we're going to get a direct this week. That you're hearing is later this week, and I hope so we can talk about it next week.
All right. We're going to get those sweet Mario remasters. It's happening.
Well, we got like 2-3 more weeks before the actual anniversary.
That's right.
So I think it's coming soon, but the rumors are heating up. But we did get a showcase last week, and we got an Indie World showcase last week. And they had some interesting games on here, and I'm going to give a shout out because at the end, where they had sort of like a montage of games, I'm going to give a shout out to She Dreams Elsewhere. Mm-hmm. Okay, because we played this game at PAX, and we thought this was a pretty cool game. We really liked this.
Mm-hmm. Well, we met the devs, or you met the devs, and you're like, you have to check this game out. And I was enamored with it. Small team, little kind of indie outfit, Zavere Games, right? We want to shout those guys out. It's fantastic. Lots of nods to Persona, lots of nods to Earthbound. Which, definitely going to get a lot of people excited. So
it gave me Undertale vibes as soon as I saw it.
Yeah, well, that too,
But any games that really stuck out to you that really
there was a ton, man. I mean, it's the indie game showcase, and they definitely came. They came with the games, right? Hades, which we saw at the last Game Awards, right? That's from Supergiant Games, who did the amazing Bastion and the also amazing Transistor. We get Hades, which is a 3/4 action adventure game, I think is fair to say, with kind of Supergiant Games' unique art style. So that's super cool. It's coming to the Switch. It's definitely made for the portable system. I think it's going to be able to handle the visuals just fine. So
I think it's gonna have like cross save too with PC and Switch.
That is fantastic. If you could do that, I'd be very happy if they had that. Also, I was pretty hyped about Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero, which is the the sequel add-on to it, right? And Subnautica is super cool because it's a survival game where you're out in the water and you have to build the subterranean base that you have to go and scavenge for parts to build up your thing and fend off monsters and all that. So that's super cool. That's coming to the Switch. Those are two of the big ones for me.
Okay, I want to give another special shout out to Raji and Ancient Epic. Right, I actually played this. I played the demo because it came out on that over 79
Xbox
games or 80
games.
games that came out. The demos that came out on Xbox back in July, and I was really digging this game. I want to get back into this. I want to finish the demo. I didn't get a chance to actually finish the demo because I was trying to get through all the demos.
Right.
This was a game set sort of with Indian, we always talk about Greek mythology, right? We always go Egyptian, Romans,
Egyptians, yeah.
Right? This is Indian sort of mythology, and the dev team, Notting Head, Notting Heads Games. They're in India, and it's like a sort of a small team. And I'm really digging the art style. I'm really, learning about the Indian culture, and I thought it was pretty cool. You got to check that out when it comes out. There's I have
it all queued up.
Well, it launched that day on the Switch.
Right.
It's a timed console exclusive, but Switch is definitely the way to play it, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So I was really digging the indie showcase. So I hope, and if history serves me correct, every time we get like an indie game showcase, right, we usually get some type of direct, even if it's like a direct mini or whatever, maybe another partner's direct. But I still think we're going to get like a Mario. I don't think we're going to get a proper direct. I think we're going to get like a Mario anniversary direct where they just talk about Mario.
It's either going to be that or Metroid, man. That's what I'm hoping for.
And hopefully they do this in time, because the Nintendo is finally going to launch the Switch in Brazil.
Oh, yeah. Now, this is very interesting for a number of reasons, because Nintendo products typically don't come out in Brazil or South America in general, honestly, but Brazil specifically, and that's for like a number of reasons, right?
Well, Brazil, the difference with like Brazil is like I think you have to like have it manufactured in Brazil. So you have to it has to be manufactured by a Brazilian company, and for years, like Nintendo hasn't been in Brazil. Like I saw a documentary where they went to Brazil to see how like what's Brazil gaming, right? Gamers in Brazil, like what do they do? They're all about Sega, and they've been playing the Sega Master System and the Genesis, even the early 2000s, right? And they have knockoff Genesis is where it plays everything. And if you wanted to get a PS4 or Xbox One or like a modern console, they have to get it imported, and it's going to cost a lot of money.
Right.
So
that's insane. You think like these systems like eventually are going to get a worldwide release, right? And it's like, oh, eventually it'll come to.
Well, they say worldwide, but it doesn't mean it's going everywhere.
No, it means America, most of Europe, and like Japan, and maybe
Australia.
A couple other countries. Australia, sure. Eventually to like Russia, sure.
You don't really think about South America in that instance, and I think it's like crazy to have their sort of only gaming culture, because they really, I mean, at this point they really play like retro games. And if you want to take it one step further, I was watching the same documentary. The guy, I gotta find the link to this documentary, because I totally forgot the guy's name.
Right.
He went to Brazil. I mean, not Brazil. He did go to Brazil, but he went to Cuba to see what's gaming in Cuba like. And it's like, they don't have any of the modern consoles because it's way too expensive. Somebody has to go buy it and bring it to them, right? Because it's just way too expensive. So they mostly PC gamers, because they can just emulate all the other games. So they're playing games on emulation, and they're playing a lot of multiplayer games out there. And internet is sparse. It's like sparse, so they have to put together their own sort of like internet access. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. When you were telling me about that, I'm like, wow, that is like Rogue Cowboy Wild West.
I'm gonna find the link. I'm gonna find the link tonight and send it to you, and maybe we talk a little bit more about it at the next show.
Yeah, super interesting, man.
And I wanted to end on this note, because I thought this note was pretty funny. Tony Hawk, as you know, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, the remake is coming out.
Sure,
I know you're gonna buy
one of the best games of all time. One of the best games.
Tony Hawk, the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, was actually doing an interview, and he said that he originally went to Nintendo to publish this, and they rejected it.
Wow.
Interesting. He went to them because he wanted to work with Nintendo. Just imagine if Nintendo would have been open to it. Oof. How things would have been different, right? So, if you want to get a Tony Hawk game, you can only buy it on the N64 or the GameCube.
It would have been N64 era, right? I think it was 97, 98 when the first one came out. Yeah, correct. Man, that would have been crazy. Like the at least the first like 3 or 4 of them would have been Nintendo specific. Wow, because Nintendo would have locked that down, right? And that it would have been exclusive, right? Oh, they would have made so much money.
it just would have been exclusive. I mean, look, Tony Hawk did come out on N64. It just would have been exclusive to the N64.
Yeah. 1, 2, and 3 I think came out on the N64. It's like, hindsight obviously 2020. Tony Hawk rise to the top, but there were a lot of other there was Skate and Destroy and there was so many other skating games around that time that were okay to good at best. And then Tony Hawk comes around and is just nah, everybody sit down. This is how you do it. And they blew everybody out of the water. But there was a good 4 or 5 other titles that came out that were all right. It's all right, this is kind of cool. You got a decent soundtrack maybe, right? And then Tony Hawk, no, we got this. All right, they got all the best skaters. They got all the best musicians to be in there. That's the game that you wanted to be in. But
and just think about this: if Tony Hawk would have been exclusive to Nintendo, he could have been in Smash Brothers. He would have been definitely in Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Oh my god! The 900 would have been his ultimate attack. God, that would have been so good. He's just running around the stage grinding off Kirby's head and doing 360 nose grinds.
Yeah, just think about it.
Oh my god.
See? Nintendo, man. Nintendo.
What could have been? I mean, it technically still could be. It still could be. I wouldn't mind Tony Hawk as a hidden character. I'd take it.
Only on the Switch.
Yeah, all right. Well, I think that about does it, Dan. That is episode 232 in the books. Again, we want to thank everybody for being the best fans, for doing all the good things that you guys do. If you want to interact with us, and we know that you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. Also, one final note that we are part of the Gaming Podcast Alliance. You can go to gamingpodcastalliance.com and check out all of the fine podcasts featured on there if you're looking for more gaming goodness. So, please listen, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.